Hello and welcome back to a short update video in my ModernGX series. Well, this video today is just to give you an update because I haven't uploaded a video in a while, and also to give you some update about ModernGX, to tease you a bit about ModernGX, and to tell you a bit more about the release schedule. Alright, so first of all, I wanna, as always, apologize that I'm not able to produce more videos currently. The thing is, I'm quite occupied in the time that I have to have like program. I'm occupied with that writing ModernGX currently and testing ModernGX, adding features, taking some time into considering how to architect ModernGX, and yeah. But that's gonna end soon because ModernGX is finally coming to a state where I can bring a first beta release. And well, talking about a beta release, I'm here to actually also tell you a bit about the release schedules of ModernGX. So ModernGX aims to be the perfect library to abstract DirectX 12 and make it a bit accessible and easier to use. And also to get started a bit easier, and first of all, build a framework to do real-time rendering and to test out real-time rendering. So you don't need to go around and do all that stuff with DirectX 12 by itself. You can just use ModernGX and you are good. And this is actually something that I think is quite useful, and I also think that it's actually quite good as it is currently is. But before I'm gonna go into that and tease you with ModernGX, I want to tell you a bit about the release schedule. So there will be beta releases in the future, or not in the future, but very soon there will be a first beta release. Beta releases are not there to be used in production environment, even though we are actually going to use a beta release for building our real-time rendering series. Beta releases will not be compatible to each other, so it could be that I'm going to change a full interface from one release to another release, and this could break stuff that you have done in your application from one beta to another beta. But this is the whole point. Basically, you cannot write a fully working and functional library if you don't write the application to that. I can write the library out of my experience as good as I think it goes, and I think I'm actually gone quite far with how good it is. And I also try to make it as abstracted as possible, so that in case I'm just changing like a full allocation scheme, the overlaying API is not gonna change. So I'm trying to keep changes between beta releases so small that you really need to manually address, that you can like easily go through your code and change it. But however, beta releases will not be there to go for production usage. In the future, I hope that I am able to bring you a full release with full support, community support through GitHub. That is kind of like trying to guarantee, I mean, you cannot 100% guarantee it every time, but at least trying to and aiming to guarantee you that changing from one version to another does not require attention from you as the programmer. If you may change from a minor version to another minor version, there may be new features you want to use or some features that are deprecated, but I'm going to try to keep the at some point keep the library as consistent as possible to build you to give you a library that you can easily use and upgrade, so that your real-time rendering applications, testing, frameworks, whatever you're doing there, go to plan. So this is basically how I'm planning to release schedule ModernGX. But now let me actually go in and tease you a bit about the features of ModernGX. So first of all, ModernGX is a static link library. As you can see, I have this ModernGX tutorial, but we're gonna do a full another tutorial here. This tutorial was done in a beta state, and I thought that the API was as fixed as it's going for the beta release. But while I was doing the tutorial series, well, it wasn't that many videos. I think it was 3 or 4 videos, each 20 minutes. So while I was doing that, I had too many issues in the library that I needed to address, and so I dropped the series, deleted the videos, and you're gonna get one as soon as ModernGX is ready for a beta release. But yeah, basically, the idea is that you have a static link library, so you don't have any DLLs that you need to copy or any other of that madness, dependency madness. Just a simple static library, you can link against it, and you have the AL application in there. The ModernGX in there. So another thing I wanted to keep is WinMains. So doing your own WinMains is actually supported and the way to write ModernGX applications. There is no ModernGX main like, for example, VX widgets is doing. So no abstraction over the operating system in terms of main entry points or applications. Also, ModernGX, of course, because DirectX 12 is only compatible with Windows, probably compatible with the Xbox, actually. I haven't tested it currently with GDK, but it is like, I can say 59% compatible with GDK X, or not GDK X, but probably also GDK X, but you may need to address some changes and maybe need to do some minor changes with include files and stuff like that, but it should be also compatible with the GDK. Alright, so we are going to keep this Windows main entry point. Just to show you what was done in this small application. Basically, I was rendering a circle and you can actually resize the circle. So you can make it smaller and bigger. And you can also see that we get some aliasing, normally you would get some aliasing on the circle, but I am doing anti-aliasing of the edges of the circle and I'm actually doing this resolution dependent. So it actually checks what the resolution of the circle currently is and then kind of like tweaks the aliasing radius according to the size of the circle. So it's not a hard-coded value like other YouTubers showed it in recent videos. Basically, I'm depending. I'm gonna show you the shaders in a second, but basically what I'm doing here is I am aliasing the edges of the circle. Actually, I'm gonna reproduce the same thing that we have here in my tutorial that's gonna come out next on this channel. ModernGX, there's still like textures are missing and uploading textures on the CPU side and uploading data GPU side is missing in ModernGX. I mean, yes, you can upload data, but you need to do it manually. But these are like two things that are missing from the library. Then I'm gonna go for that beta release, and then I'm gonna make this tutorial, and we're gonna recreate the circle here with all that aliasing, anti-aliasing, and maybe we're gonna also do some torus there. But yeah, for now you can like see you have that. It's actually quite straightforward to write this code. It's actually more easier than if we would do this at Shader Toy. I mean, at least if you don't consider the DirectX 12 stuff, if you just take a look at the shaders. I'm not gonna explain these shaders, but basically like this is the pixel shader and this is the vertex shader for the circle. A bit of root signatures going on there, and yeah, that's basically the shaders. So shaders are as simple, you don't need to tweak special considerations by using shaders. Pipeline states are described in ModernGX by XML files, so basically everything that needs to be described from the D3D12 graphical pipeline state description is inside an XML file. This just makes it a bit easier for you to describe and change these, because writing these in code was always a bit, a bit bad, and I kind of like, for me it has proven well to do this in an XML file. Or I think in last series we had a JSON file, but I personally for such cases like actually XML better, and also like tiny XML too. I really prefer that over the JSON library. It's more C style. So yeah. Right. So ModernGX itself, basically this is creating all that comment stuff. This is creating a window and also extracting data from that window, like aspect ratio, window rect, and viewport for that window. This is loading and setting up the full pipeline and root signatures. This is defining and creating all the vertex buffers for uploading and normal buffers. Not normals, but the kind of like production GPU vertex buffer and the upload buffer for the GPU, creating vertex buffer view, copying data to the GPU. Currently is like that, but I want to have this as a one-liner, and also like that you don't need to have duplicated buffers. These are just some features that are currently missing in ModernGX, but I don't think that I can program them today, because maybe I can finish the texture today and maybe also texture loading, but not more, because I am invited to a birthday party today. Alright. Yeah, then window resizing, quite easy. Actually, window resizing is just that. This is just to retrieve the data back. You could also do this on a per frame base, but this would be wasting some time. This is how easy you can modify parameters, at least if they are in the root signature as root constants. This is how easy it is. This is like the full drawing code for drawing that rectangle for the circle. And this is kind of like executing and waiting for the GPU and presenting. So you can see it's actually quite straightforward. This is not meant to be a tutorial in this video, it's just to tease you how ModernGX is working. We're gonna have a full tutorial how to download it, how to compile it from source, how to include it into your project, how to write it line by line, explaining some core DirectX concepts as well. So also gonna explain step by step how the circle shader is working here. So this pixel shader, how that's working. We're gonna construct this step by step. And I'm gonna explain you several stuff that might actually fool you when you're new to DirectX 12, so stay definitely tuned for the video where I'm gonna explain this. I thank you for watching. We're gonna see us in the next video. Have a nice day, make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, bye!